deforestation and how it negatively affects our environment more than it benefits us. Um, I actually chose a specific picture because I wanted a visual representation of what deforestation looks like, specifically after the trees have been cut down and what the land looks like without them. The first the first journal I found was on a page called Communications, Earth, and Environment. And the first effect that I'm going to be talking about is the effect on human health. So we experience harsh working conditions due to less shade. With the trees being the way they are and they're big, being able to provide shade for those who do work in the harsh environments, like any type of agricultural jobs, any type of planting crops, any of that. Without the trees, there is definitely a reduced amount of shade, which can become very dangerous, and we can experience some difficulties. We also are exposed to diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. The trees soak up those toxins that make up these specific diseases. Without the trees, you do experience an increase in the chances of experiencing these specific diseases. We also reduce the chance of maintaining a good body temperature. This also follows the less shade topic. We use the trees for shade. Like if it gets too hot, we obviously go underneath the trees, try to get a little whiff of cooler air, I should say. So without the trees and without the shade, we do experience an increase in body temperature, which can be very dangerous. We can experience heat exposure. We are also exposed to stress, which causes mental illness and reduces physical performance. With these specific diseases and toxins that release into the air, they can negatively impact humans. And if we're too hot and experience any type of heat exposure, it could definitely slow us down. The second article I had found was on a page called Plus One. And the second negative effect I'm going to be talking about is climate change. Less carbon dioxide is stored, exposing the air to toxins which excessive amounts could kill land life and threats human life. Because trees store CO2, it reduces the chances of humans experiencing any types of diseases like the ones stated before. It also reduces the percentage of land life from dying. And the less trees we have, the less carbon dioxide is stored, which then again exposes us to more toxins. And rainfall causes more floods due to soil erosion. Soil erosion happens when trees are taken away from the soil. The trees provide the nutrients for the soil, which allows the soil to absorb the rainfall. So when we take away the trees, we take away the nutrients from the soil, which causes floods. I also want to talk about the benefits of deforestation, why many people think that deforestation is a positive impact. We have the essentials needed for a growing population. So the more trees we cut down, the more land is available for building houses, stores, factories, etc. And the land provides useful agriculture. So the land that is being used, the trees that are being used to cut down provides us with land that can be used for crops, growing farms. The necessities for everyday uses are accessible, like paper, roads, and factories. Paper we use on a daily basis. Well, I use paper on a daily basis. Roads especially are beneficial. as a way of transportation in factories for like food products, and it just benefits us more than we thought. There's also more job offerings. The more deforestation happens, the more people they need to help. And I also put on the bottom, we have the opportunity to produce more food with the land and the crops that are being used. But one thing I do want to add is that there are many alternatives to deforestation, many ways that we can reduce the negative impacts as a population